Peace, fam. This is Brother Harold from HarkTheHerald.com. Back at you with another reaction video. Remember to please like, subscribe, and also share. And we're going to get right into this.
That has me literally quick story that has me literally shaking right now. So for context, I drive trucks and I stop at this Denny's to grab a coffee because I'm addicted to caffeine. I went in there to get my coffee to go, and then I walked to the bathroom, but as I'm walking to the bathroom, it's this old guy sitting to the left with about 12 people that's celebrating his 89th birthday. I got a call from my dispatcher and he was like, yo, you can chill, no rush, they're not ready for the freight, so you can relax a little bit. Sat down, ordered some food, so now I'm sitting like across from the guy that's celebrating his birthday. Time goes by, I'm down there at the end of my meal, and everybody that basically came to celebrate with him had left, so now it's just him and his wife. So as I get up to go wash my hands, I see him and I give him a smile. I'm like, happy birthday, young man, 89. That's a lot of memory to have. Here's the thing, I don't even know why I said that. He could have had Alzheimer's. I'm not even sure what I meant by that. But that's what I said, and he said, well, thank you, young man. And he smiled and he kind of just stared at me, and I just walked back there and washed my fucking hands. So I come back and his wife is gone. She's talking to some other lady that goes to the same church they do, and he sees me, he says, come here, come here, come here. And I said, yes. And he said, there are way too many things that I wish I could forget. And I said, yeah, man, you make it to damn near 100 years old, I'm pretty sure you got a handful of regrets. And he looked at me with the most serious look ever and said, you have no idea. Well, now I'm curious. Do tell. He said, you know, I used to be a firefighter through the 60s and 70s. I said, that's what's up. That's a very commendable job. And he said, yeah, it should be. He said the 60s and 70s was a different time in every way possible. You know that, right? And I'm just like, yeah, no shit. He said, back in those times, I was a way different man, and who knew that we'd get to the point where we are in society today, and I'd be feeling the way I'm feeling about the decisions that I made back in those times. So I'm like, man, if you won't fucking tell me, bro. So right before he took a very long pause, he looked at me and said, back in those times, it was very common for firefighters that looked like me to leave people that looked like you and burning houses and buildings and horrible situations just to say they couldn't get to us. He said more times than he'd like to admit, he would hear screaming black people and children in burning buildings and houses and apartments and stores and cars, and he would literally just pretend he didn't hear it. He said his last time doing it was when he made eye contact with the baby that he deliberately went into a building to save and deliberately didn't. And he said that was the last time he did it, and he quit that year. He said the nightmare still hasn't stopped. He still hasn't forgiven himself, and therapy helps, but it's still a living nightmare to have those memories. And I guess that shit just shocked me so much because when it came to firefighters, I never thought of them like that. Like when it came to like police officers, lawyers, and judges, and everybody else, we knew they didn't give a fuck. Especially police officers, we knew they didn't give a fuck about us. But I don't know why that didn't click to me that no, it was everybody that hated us. Everybody. Everybody had a hand in deliberately making our lives worse. When I calmed down from being mad enough to want to pull the plug on his ass, I thought about it. And I was like, of course they did this. Of course. Of course they did this shit. Duh. Like, why was I even shocked? Like, of course. But it is something that I cannot think about for too long, because that visual of you fake going to save somebody and not saving them because of the color of their skin and the entire 911 understanding because, oh yeah, you couldn't get Jamal. Oh well, just another one gone. Like that shit. I don't know.
Damn, fam. So, we shouldn't be surprised or shocked, you know. This is the kind of stuff that went on, with our people, man. I just think a lot of us, especially in this day and time, are oblivious to how deep, this this racism, this really is, or this hatred of us really is. I mean, I don't really, we really even can even fathom the depths of this hatred. We don't even think that deeply. I think we reduce the word, we reduce racism to just being called a nigger. And if you don't hear that or see open lynchings, and a lot of us are oblivious and don't think that racism, or people are, a lot of our people are in denial about racism. You know, think that it doesn't exist. You know, because you don't see a lot as open as it was, but you're not really, and by the fact that you don't see what goes on behind the scenes, like with the police, or yeah, like with the police. There's firefighters, there's paramedics, there's doctors, there's surgeons. You know, all these people that we're supposed to trust. You know, we're at their mercy. You know, when our our lives are in their hands, not even realizing or knowing that, or oblivious that how much hatred, you know, these people have for us. You know, it goes deep. You know, even in our financial institutions, and you know, the banks, the mortgages, the all of these companies. We just have to really see it for what it truly is. You know, there's more. Like I said, there's more to to what we think racism is, especially this generation. I think if you hear the word nigger or a few cops, not even thinking, it's in every aspect of our life. It's everywhere. You know, and we just gotta face it, and not expect anything more from them. And hell, don't even desire anything more from them. We need to turn to ourselves. That's really really the only answer. You know, we need to separate from these people. You know, that's the time that we're in. We need to separate. It's the only solution. The Most High Elijah Muhammad said, when two people can't get along in peace, then the only solution and the best solution is that they separate from one another. When the married couple don't get along, and you know, one of their lives are in danger if they stay together, then the best solution is to separate. The best solution is to depart from one another before somebody gets hurt or someone loses their life. How long are we going to remain amongst them, going through all of this and putting up with this? All right? We're seeing it. Seeing it for ourselves. We're experiencing it for ourselves. This is what the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan has been saying for all these years. While people are mocked, ridiculed, scorned, turned the other way, you know, turning away, not listening, not giving heed, like we just been making this stuff up. Because you're not seeing what our people in the 50s, the 40s, and the 30s saw openly. Racism is always, it never died. The hatred of us never died. It just went covert. It just went behind the scenes. Instead of exercising it openly like they used to, it did it behind the scenes. And now, what was done behind the scenes is also coming to light. They feel that they can exercise it more freely now because they have someone that is in office. They look at Trump as a what's the word I'm looking for, as a racism pass, a pass to be who they want to be who they are. But it's who they are. They just hid who they are, or try to hide who they are from fear of repercussions, fear of the government. But now since that fear has been removed, because they feel that Trump is a pass for them to be themselves, that they can exercise the hatred and that racism openly, but it was always here. It never was gone. This is why in the Nation of Islam we call them the slave master's children. This is what they are. Same people, different generation, same mindset, same attitude. We have to accept that for what it is. When we can't change them, and that shouldn't even be our desire to change them. Our people tried that in the 60s, thinking that they could change them, make them, try to force them to love us. Hopefully we're not stupid enough to continue doing that. But anyway, that's all I'm going to say on that. Let's do better. Now leave you as I came. Peace, and remember to please like, subscribe, and also share.